Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to the Black Mirror. Let's continue. So we moved the story forward. We finally got to that 7 o'clock time. We get the personal effects of our, turns out he was our grandfather. And from those personal effects, I assume we're gonna find some things?
Only a watch and a few trinkets in it.
So let's look at the watch.
William made a remark of some kind here.
It's some kind of note.
To my forgetful head, the path to the key begins in the library, on my work table, hidden away under the blue curtain of unwritten words.
The blue curtain of unwritten words. So there's a path to a key. So we do now know that there is a key. And we filled our inventory pretty well.
Gold pocket watch. Beautiful handiwork.
So it's 7 o'clock now. And unless I was to assume something, I don't know how we're gonna move the story forward again, because we kind of need it to go forward some more. Like, we need it to the next day, which is probably chapter 2, because everything is scheduling itself to happen the next day. The doctor was willing to talk to me the next day. He's not even in here anymore. The pawn shop might be open. The church might be open. Clearly they're trying to keep things tight and controlled. And maybe there's something to that, maybe there isn't. Like, okay. This note said, what? The path to the key begins in the library on my work table, hidden away under the curtain of unwritten words. So read read that's all I see is reading. And if there was perhaps some kind of key or something that went through the book here or here, that might make sense. Or if maybe there was something here, but this really just seems like it's gonna read the thing again. And I don't want to do that, so if that's not it, maybe we can right click on that. On my table. Hidden behind. It's in the library. Are we in the library? On my work table. And it has the picture of the globe. But the globe is not on his work table. There's an inkwell that we can interact with. Interesting.
There's a button under the inkwell. I'll try to press it.
I bet you couldn't have done that before. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere in this game. Maybe we've actually got a gameplay here. Game to play.
There's a box of some sort. I'll take it.
So if this is 50% or more puzzles at this level, and we're not going to really have to talk to people, and we're not going to really have to wander around.
There's nothing of interest there anymore.
So what's all of this? Just liquor? Alright, well, good news. We know what is in the box from what it looked like. So,
Miniatures of the planets of the solar system, carved from hardwood.
So we walk to the central part of the library. And we come over here. And we use this on this. And this is going to be easy enough, I suspect. Pluto would be the smallest planet, would it not? And Jupiter, let's see. The blue one would be Earth, or at least you would think. Well, this is going to prove to be slightly difficult because it's almost asking you to orient these by size and not color. And who do you really say is the green one? Mars is a pretty small planet. Let's see. Mercury. Let's see. Well, let's say this is Earth. Let's say my very eccentric. So we need Venus, Mercury and Venus, and then Mars, tiny red planet, which I'm gonna say is that one. Then Jupiter, just bought us Uranus, and then Neptune. Let's see. Say this is Venus. Say this is Mercury. Unless this is supposed to be the moon. There's Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Yeah, one of these is extra. So let's move this one further back and assume that this is supposed to be the moon, and if I was to guess, I would say this is supposed to be Venus, and that's supposed to be that. And how do you switch things now? It would probably be a little helpful if the game, okay, you right click, had a map here, something that we could switch some things around. Venus is about the same size as Earth, but actually this is probably if I was to guess, this is the moon, and that's. Here's the issue: is why not? What's the real difference here between this and this? Or maybe I've got this backwards and this backwards. Or maybe I've got this backwards and this backwards. This is gonna take a while. I kind of do think this is supposed to be Pluto. And Jupiter's the one with the rings. So let's go through this. For Mercury, very, V for Venus, eccentric, E for Earth, and then the moon here, and then Mars, which would be a red planet. So maybe this and this switched around. I see no reason why the moon would be switched around. So M for Mars, my very eccentric mother, just, that is Jupiter, and then bot, and the bot is not anything. Us, which would be Uranus, and then 9 is Neptune. But maybe I'm doing this wrong too. Certainly nothing helpful here. 9 Neptune and then Pluto. So the only other thought would be to put everything in just order, smallest to largest. That wouldn't be much of a puzzle. Are we missing something? It seems that this heliocentric model isn't even accurate, because I guess technically the moon still spins around the sun, but it spins also in orbit. And there's like no right clicking. And you just don't know. Is this supposed to be here? And this supposed to be here? Or maybe this is supposed to be here and that's supposed to be there, and maybe this is supposed to be here. The color indicator is slightly helpful, but not that helpful. Maybe this is supposed to be Mars. Is Mars 3 times larger than Earth? That doesn't seem right. It really doesn't make any sense. Like, that's the biggest planet they've got. Like, Jupiter is even smaller than it. So maybe I've got this wrong. That maybe Jupiter goes here. No. Should be Jupiter, Uranus, and then Neptune, which is, I think, a relatively small planet, And then Pluto, which is a tiny planet. And that. And that. And unless it's switched around. Am I missing something? There's no audio here. There's no help. Mercury, Venus. Is there any reason to believe this isn't Venus? Is there any reason to believe that Mercury might be that color and that might be that? Like, is there any reason to believe we are maybe locking things in the wrong place? That kind of does look more visually appealing to have things like that. So is the moon perhaps slightly closer to the sun than Earth in this image? And you know, Uranus is sometimes further away from the sun than Pluto is. Is it a matter of switching these two? There's too many combinations and too many factors that I just am not aware of. We're gonna have to go ask for help. Seriously, I'm gonna have to go find somebody I can talk to that could help us with this puzzle. Perhaps there's a book somewhere. Something that would help. Or perhaps it's in the Chronicle. No, nothing in the Chronicle. So let's double click here. Double click here. There is a globe here, and a globe here, neither of which are useful. Back to the lobby. Back to the exit. To the common room. We'll talk to her. Maybe she knows.
I would like to ask you about something.
I'm listening, Samuel.
Ask about the strange objects.
Look at this stone fragment.
Well, at least
Does
that's
it mean anything to you?
helpful in a different way.
I wouldn't say so. But yes, I have seen something similar on William's desk. He was very careful with that thing. Only I don't know what the big deal was. He never spoke about it.
And really, I'm just gonna have to use a walkthrough to solve the puzzle. Interesting door slamming animation. If there was a painting somewhere that we were just casually walking by, something helpful like that, that'd be nice.
You need anything, sir?
Creepy turning animation.
Not really. I was just passing by.
Let's talk to Robert. Maybe he knows the solution. He's in a study of some sort, so that'd probably be helpful.
May I disturb you for a few moments? I would like to ask a couple of questions.
At the very least, we can get some things done.
Why doesn't Victoria like Morris?
You mean why she can't stand him? Well, maybe because he's so common. Aristocratic prejudice. I'm not into this nonsense about blue blood myself. Victoria, however, has her own opinions.
Interesting.
I will go now.
All right. Feel free to come back if you need anything, Samuel.
Having to go outside of the game to solve a slightly cryptic puzzle like this is no way to play. And I think that's what's going to happen. If there was something somewhere, like it would make sense. But right now it doesn't. And it makes even less sense that the stable hand would be able to tell us the information we're looking for. It makes less sense that the gardener would be able to tell us.
Nothing to tell him.
So sadly, we're kind of left wandering around. All because the puzzle's slightly hard to follow. If they had labeled each one as the planet, that would make sense. But still, I think a significant number of players might not be able to put them in order, even with names on them. Let's talk to this guy, see if he knows.
I would like a word with you.
Certainly, sir. I'm listening.
Have you forgotten about the fountain, Henry?
No, sir. But I still have other work to do. I'll get to it as soon as I'm done here.
Right.
Interesting.
I will leave you to your work.
So he is going to clean the fountain eventually, one would think. Alright, let's look at the map. We can go back to Willow Creek and see if we can do something here. Maybe we have to talk to the pub owner
don't know who lives there.
Maybe talk to the fisherman. Like, you know, a fisherman, he was talking about it raining. That sort of has to do with skies and things.
I have no idea what we could talk about.
Honestly, asking Vic the kid would be a good idea, because he's closer to somebody who would be educated on that.
Any news, Harry?
I wouldn't mind a point-and-click adventure where the barkeep was the hint system, and you just, whenever you went to the bar, you had a drink, and the barkeep either told you the answer or you got drunk and then you thought it yourself.
Will you sit down? No, I really can't. Maybe some other time.
Never mind. I'm used to drinking alone. Later then.
See you.
And so that's nothing. I guess if it does rain, the laundry will get rained on. And it seems like the pawn shop is still totally closed. We could look at the big clock.
The shop is closed. 10 minutes to 2. The time is not correct.
Apparently the time is never correct.
At all. It's broken.
So yeah, it does seem like there's potentially a code or something being hidden in all of this. Let's see. See if we can enter the church now. Apparently not. Can't even click on it on the main entrance.
The church is locked.
We'll talk to the gravedigger. Maybe there's something more to the paper.
I don't want to talk to anyone. So goodbye.
The path to the key library is on my table, hidden underway the blue curtain of the unwritten words. In all realisticness, this should be in the library, and just the library, and there should be a solution that is very obvious, or at least moderately obvious. Again, locking a player in this area wouldn't be a terrible idea. To just say, look, you don't have to wander around. The solution is here somewhere. Just keep looking. And maybe it's just pixel hunty. Or maybe it's in this rear part of it. Inkwell.
There's a button under the inkwell. I'll try to press it.
Well, pressing it twice seems to cause the same cutscene to happen. That seems like a bug.
There's nothing of interest there anymore.
That seems like a big bug. Well, we're going back to the walkthrough. Feels like I probably spent nearly 30 minutes, if not actually 30 minutes, on this puzzle. And unless there's some other element to interact with, it's just a simple issue of it not giving us enough, like, enough actions, like enough leeway here. Because I think I'm pretty right. Like, the thing is, you could move items around all you want, and you could just be one off every time. And unless I created a complicated system of trying everything over and over again, I could very easily never get it at all. Well, sadly, it's that time again. Could desperately use a hint. Let's scroll down to 9 and see if it holds its position. Save the game. I'm making way too many saves for this game, but whatever. That's it for this recording. I'm gonna go look up the answer. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.